Good evening everybody, Can't Biker here. Just on a quick evening ride and I thought I would record a vlogaroo. I've just been thinking about mobile phones and smartphones in particular. I don't know if they're called smartphones all over the world, I suspect they probably are. Although you're getting these phablets now, aren't you? It's got to be I've bought a phablet. Have you? Get back in your box. But are smartphones making us stupider? Is the human race evolving to reach equilibrium? So maybe there's only a certain level of smart we can have. And by having smartphones, the whole smart quota has to go down accordingly, you know, to reach a level. I'm not thinking of the standard stupidity, although that's what triggered this. Just had a whole group of kids walk straight across the road in front of me. Just actually as my battery had died, unfortunately, so I won't have that one to insert here, otherwise I would. But there's a whole group of them, about 7 or 8 of them, on the way to the fair, because it's Hull Fair Week, all staring intently at the phones and not even looking up as they crossed a main road, a 40-mile-an-hour main road. Didn't even look. Luckily I managed to avoid them. And I gave them a bit of a blip of the revs, which startled them back into this world. I really wish that I had that on camera. But no, I'm not talking about that. Not the fact that people do stupid things because they're so engrossed in the phones, but are they, along with the internet, and I think the internet not in itself, although that hasn't helped, but the internet being entirely mobile now, is that making us stupider? Thanks for looking before you pulled out. Let me try and explain what I mean. When I was growing up, he's apologised for pulling out in front of me. When I was growing up and learning things, for me it was computery things. It was before the internet, before mobile phones of any description. I'm so old. To be honest, it was, we didn't have a cordless phone, never mind a mobile one. So we just had one on a cord. We didn't even have the American style super duper long cord. So you wanted to make a phone call, you had to go in the room where the phone was and sit there in the cold. So if we wanted to learn something, we had 2 choices. So for me, I would say I like my computers, so I had my, I say my ZX Spectrum, but it wasn't, it was my brother's. But when he was out and I was allowed to use it, I wanted to learn how to program it because that seemed more fun than playing Space Invaders constantly. Yes, I am that much of a sad nerd. So yeah, if I wanted to learn how to program it, I had to get a book, and I couldn't go to Amazon because it didn't exist. I had to go to a shop, W.H. Smith, something like that, or a library where I could find a book that was 4 or 5 years out of date, and sit down with a book and read it and learn it. And you'd have to learn that skill. You couldn't just go, I want to program a particular type of thing, just do a search for that, copy and paste the code, and it's done. And I know a lot of developers do that. In a way, thank goodness, because I have a website of development stuff and I want people to go to it. I try to explain stuff though, rather than just giving them code to copy and paste. But yeah, you had to learn it, and you would learn that new skill, and then you could apply it, and then you might go and learn something else that was maybe related, maybe not. And again, you'd have to get your books out, or you'd have to find somebody who knew how to do it, you'd have to go on a course, whatever it might be, and you'd have to learn it, but you'd come away with that skill. And over time, yeah, the skill gets rusty if you don't use it, but it's always there. Now the internet started to take that away a bit. I've already mentioned cutting and pasting of code, for example, for software developers. But nowadays, you've got the phone as well. So pretty much, and I saw this, somebody said this on a video the other day, I forget who it was who said it, but somebody said, I don't need to know how to do anything because I've got the internet there and I've got my phone there and I can just look up anything, anytime, and be able to do it. And that's true. But with all this technology, does that mean we're actually learning how to do these things? Or does it mean we are able to find a set of instructions and we're able to follow them? I'll give you an example. Recently I put up a video about how to do your brake fluid on your bike. And this will allow people to be guilty of this thing again. When I wanted to do that, I had no idea before I did that video how to change your brake fluid. I could have gone on the internet and found a video or found some instructions and followed them step by step. But what I did was I found somebody, the wonderful Tosh23, who knew how to do it, and we went through it step by step. But all the way I was able to say, what about this? What about this? Why am I doing that? Why have I got to undo this and crack it off and then close it back up again and not do anything with it? You know, why are all these bits in my brake fluid reservoir? And I was able to ask all those questions that you can't ask if you just look at an article on your phone or you're just watching a video on your phone. Now, a lot of you might think, is this really important? If you can get the thing done that you want to be able to do, haven't you achieved what you wanted? You know, what does it matter? I suppose for that kind of thing, it probably doesn't. But I think the thing you miss when you don't learn these things is you're not... I was about to say you're not opening pathways in your brain. I can't actually think of a better way to put it, actually, so I'm going to say that anyway. So you're not opening new pathways in your brain. If you're just following something step by step and not learning the detail, you're not able to apply your new knowledge. Now, you'll be able to do it again as long as it all works and nothing goes wrong. But if you, let's say you were doing your brake fluid for this first time, but you've already learnt how to, and have done, oil and filter change, and you've already learnt how to change your coolant, and you've already learnt how to align and fiddle about with your chain and all these kind of things. You've actually learnt a bit. You've actually kind of taken a subject of maybe bike maintenance or maybe software development or whatever it might be. But you've learnt that your brain can actually subconsciously apply it to other things. So I find that because I do the odd plumbing job at home, usually quite badly, but I have to because I've got a Barrett house and it springs leaks at every opportunity. That gives me confidence to do some jobs on the bike, bizarrely, and it also allows me to apply that knowledge. So I can think about how I'm looking at this guy who's desperate to stay on my right hand side. Yeah, I can apply that knowledge even though it's not directly related. I can apply that knowledge of, you know, how tightly do you tighten things up? What tools do you use? What, you know, it's that old adage, isn't it? If all you've got is a hammer, everything starts to look like a nail. And I think that's the thing that maybe we're losing because we've got all this knowledge at our fingertips and sometimes decide not then to bother actually learning it. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. And if that's too deep and thoughtful for you, I'll try and do something stupid next time. I'm pretty good at that too. Now there you go. I've got so much knowledge of doing stupid things that I can apply it in many ways. Anyway, thanks for watching everyone. Ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon.